Hello and welcome to Favorite Rugby on Favorite Sports. For today's preview, France versus Namibia. A long night ahead for the Namibians, with France naming an absolutely stacked side to take on our Southern African neighbours in what is very much a hit out for Antoine Dupont's men. Who does also return to the starting lineup. It's about as strong as they can get, to be honest, in terms of the players available to them. I don't think they get any stronger. It is a very, very powerful France 23, which I think are going to give Namibia nightmares, to be honest. And Namibia, it's difficult to sort of understand what their goal will be for the game, because they've been taught a bit of a lesson against Italy, completely dispatched against New Zealand last week, which some people called a brave performance, but I think very much meant against boys type sort of situation with regards to the gulf in quality that there currently is between our Tier 1 and Tier 2 nations, which were very much laid to bear so far in the World Cup. And Namibia are a side who don't get enough action against Tier 1 teams. And whilst there are some nice players and there have been some nice performances, there's just such a big gap in quality, and it's difficult to really understand how we even begin to bridge that. Before we look at the two teams, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. This is how France will line up, and as you can see on the image there, Antoine Dupont is back. Fabian Galthie has basically got named a completely different side to what he saw last week, with all the big names back in the mix, including captain Antoine Dupont. So if we look at the front row, big news. A player that we thought was lost to the World Cup in Silver will start at loose head. He limped off a couple of weeks ago, and he's said to be he is one of France's stars, supposed to be one of the stars of the World Cup, and hasn't played a minute yet. He comes into the starting lineup and will get an opportunity to prove his fitness tomorrow. He has got Piotr Mavako, who's been very impressive with hooker inside of him, and Unai Antonio packing down in the front row. They've got Cameron Wacky and Thibaut Clement behind them, so that tight five in itself are definitely going to get them to the front foot. They're definitely going to look to try and bully Namibia and try and put them on the back foot, and it's absolutely world class, as is this loose trio. Despite no Gregory Aldrit, just world class players in Francois Crowe, Charles Olivon, and Anthony Gelange, who was very good last week, and those three, we added Gregory Aldrin into that mix. I don't think there are any loose trios really out there who can confidently say are better on their day. The halfback pairing, Antoine Dupont and Mathieu Jalabert, do return as well. Jalabert having a very impressive first game against New Zealand, which I think is sort of quietened down and shut up a few of the haters or the doubters really for him. And the rest of the back line is very good. Luis Bari, Damien Pinot as the wings, Thomas Ramos at full back, and then the big news is Jonathan Dante does return at inside centre. He has Gael Fiku outside him. It's about, as I said, bar Julian Marchand, Gregory Aldrit, and Romain Intermac, this France 15 doesn't get much stronger. And the bench, lots of class players on there as well, in the likes of Pierre Boujari, Redewadi, Dorian Aldegheri, Romain Tafafanua, Paul Benonet, Baptiste Coloute, Yoram Mirafana, and Malvin Jaminet. I mean, some stars on the bench. I've been really impressed with Redewadi. Tafafanua is a very nice player. Yoram Mirafana is very exciting, and then Malvin Jaminet is a great player to be able to bring off the bench. A pretty stacked French side. Very difficult to find any sort of kinks in the armor, really, or any cracks that Namibia could try and exploit. In terms of which Namibian side will be trying to exploit it, this is what Alistair Coetzee has named. The captain does keep his place, and Johan Deysel will continue to run out at outside centre, but quite a few changes across the Namibian pack as well as the backline. In the front row, it is Desiderius Aseti, Louis van der Vestes, and Johan Coetzee. So Louis van der Vestes and the Cheats hooker getting his first start of this year's Rugby World Cup. In the second row, it is Johan Coetzee, Mehe Pisa, Jericho, packing down in the second row, and in the back row, Adrian Ludic, Max Kachiko, and Max Kachiko, Johan Retief, and Prince Kaseb. I thought Prince Kaseb was absolutely brilliant last week. I thought he was one of the standouts for Namibia. I thought he got through a lot of work and should see him move, shift into that number 8 jersey, and very keen to see how he goes, because he was one of the few players I thought stood up and was counted really for Namibia, and really left, I think, holding his head pretty high, pretty happy with the effort that he put down. The back line is as follows. It is Jacques Turon next to Clive and Loubser. After a bit of a lukewarm performance last week, no Tian Swanepoel this week. If we then look at the rest of the back line, it is JC Freyling, Gershon Mouton as the two wings, Andre Vandenberg at full back, and Johan Deysel has got Duncan Berger inside of him. No Louis Milan, obviously, who had that horrific injury last week against the All Blacks. Very cool to see actually Anton Leonard Brown You played opposite against him last week, going to go and visit him in hospital. And we sort of wait to hear exactly what will happen there, but all this bit, wish best to him on his recovery. Then off the bench, it is Opit Nokia, Jason Bernardo, Hatembo Shapiko, PJ Van Lille, Richard Hardwick, Ula Blau, Alcino Isaacs, and Divan Rousseau, the former Bulls fullback. For as you could see, this is about seeing the depth. This is about exposure, I suppose, for a lot of players to this level. The main thing is this is all about preparation for Uruguay. They've never won a World Cup match at Namibia, and their best opportunity at it is the Uruguay match next weekend. So that will be the target. That will be the when they come into the World Cup, they will have sat there going, that's the game we want to try and challenge for. At the same time, though, for tomorrow, you're playing against the hosts. So what an occasion. It's going to be a packed out stadium. You want to give a good account for yourself. So whilst Namibia don't really have much of a chance of winning, they've got an opportunity to try and put in like a Uruguay-type performance last week where they could really try and sort of lift themselves, just try and push France for as long as possible, just make it that little bit more difficult than maybe France is expecting. But I do expect Le Bleu to get through pretty easily, and with the quality on display tomorrow night, it should be an absolutely brilliant game to watch. Let me know what your score predictions are down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven. I'll chat to you soon.